Throughout the entire Battle of Okinawa, Japanese kamikaze sank 36 American ships and damaged 368. This was the bloodiest naval campaign in U.S. Navy history, more losses than Pearl Harbor. The average ship hit by kamikaze attacks took 1 or 2 hits and either sank or went into repairs for months. The math was simple. When a 2-ton aircraft traveling 300 miles per hour slams into a ship with a tank full of fuel and a bomb in its nose, steel doesn't hold up. USS Laffey took 6 direct kamikaze hits for bombs and hundreds of machine gun rounds and didn't sink. The ship survived. How? This wasn't luck or a miracle. This is the story of how a crew of 336 sailors did everything right for 80 minutes when everything went wrong. April 16, 1945, Radar Picket Station Number 1, off the coast of Okinawa. Destroyer USS Laffey, D-724, under the command of Lieutenant Commander Becton, stands on the front line. Her mission is to detect Japanese aircraft on radar and warn the main fleet. At 8:30 in the morning, radar picks up a large group of targets, more than 50 aircraft heading straight for the ship. Becton transmits the warning to the entire fleet and gives the order: battle stations, all guns ready, flank speed. Seaman Tom Fern at the aft gun looks up at the sky, black dots growing on the horizon, too many of them. He thinks to himself, I've got 5 minutes to live. Next to him, Gunner Robert Dockery spins the sight handle and whispers, come on, you son of a bitch, get closer. Everyone knows the rules. Kamikaze, don't turn away. You have to shoot them down before they hit. First wave, 4 aircraft dive on Laffey simultaneously from different directions. The 5-inch guns open fire at 10,000 yards. Shells fly onto the deck. The ship shakes from recoil. 2 aircraft explode in mid-air. The third falls into the water 50 yards from the side. The explosion throws up a column of water higher than the mast. The fourth passes through the barrage fire. Its tail is torn off, but it doesn't fall, flies straight at the stern. The 40mm gun crew fires point blank. Bullets tear through the fuselage, but the plane crashes into gun mount number 3. Explosion. 5 sailors killed instantly, deck on fire. Fire crews run to the blaze with hoses, flames eating paint, metal melting. Bosun Delbert Hankin yells through the smoke, flood the ammo magazine. If the shells in the hold explode, the ship will tear in half. Sailors drag hoses through the fire, burn their hands, but flood the hold with water. They put out the fire in 3 minutes, but there's no time to catch their breath. Second wave comes in a minute later. 3 bombers drop their loads from altitude. The guns can't swing fast enough to a vertical target. 2 bombs fall in the water nearby. The blast wave bends the hull, jams one of the rudders. The third bomb hits the superstructure, punches through the deck, and explodes inside. 3 compartments torn open, 7 men wounded. The ship loses steering. Becton yells into the intercom, emergency steering. Engineering officer Robert Carson climbs down into a sealed compartment where the temperature is pushing 120 degrees and manually switches control to the backup system. The ship responds to the rudder again, but now can only turn left. Hook. Becton makes a decision. We'll keep turning left at maximum speed. The destroyer starts cutting circles in the water. It's the only way to keep the kamikaze from getting a clean shot. Problem is, the constant list makes it harder for the gunners to hold their sights. Gun Captain Lauren Brunn yells to the crews, lead your targets. The guys fire where they think the target will be. Third wave, 6 aircraft attack simultaneously. 2 shot down on approach. 1 falls apart from hits and crashes next to the side. 3 break through. The first crashes into the side. The bomb doesn't explode, but the fuselage punches through the plating, floods 2 compartments. The second slams into the aft gun mount. The 4-man crew killed completely. The third takes out the radar mast and crashes onto the bridge. Captain Becton and his navigator thrown by the blast, both concussed but alive. Becton gets up, blood running from his ear, yells, keep firing. Chaos on deck. Smoke so thick that adjacent positions can't see each other. Fire crews fighting 3 fires simultaneously, 1 in the ammo magazine, 2nd in the living quarters, 3rd on the stern. Medic William Davis drags the wounded down to sick bay. There are already 20 men on the operating table. 4th wave, for more kamikaze. 1 shot down on distant approach by an F-4U Corsair fighter. Help from the carrier finally arrived, but too late. 3 aircraft break through to Laffey. The first dives vertically. Gunners fire upward. The plane explodes 30 feet above the deck. Debris falls on the ship. Wounds 6 men. The second crashes into the already destroyed aft gun. A second explosion in the same spot. The third flies along the side. Machine gun burst kills 2 sailors on the open deck. The plane crashes into the water behind stern. Hook. Laffey is burning. Listing to starboard. Rudder jammed. Half the gun's destroyed but keeps firing. The remaining gunners reload manually. Fire as long as they have ammo. Becton stands on the wrecked bridge and counts remaining guns. 3 of 5 5-inch mounts working for 12 anti-aircraft guns. With this, they have to fight off 8 more aircraft coming behind. Fifth wave, 2 bombers drop bombs in a dive. One hits right in the center of the ship, punches through 2 decks, and explodes in the engine room. Boiler ruptures, steam fills the compartment, 3 mechanics killed instantly. The ship loses speed, drops to 15 knots. Engineer Carson switches to the emergency boiler. Speed returns to 20 knots, but can't go faster. Sixth wave, the last 4 Kamikaze come in low over the water. 2 shot down by Corsair fighters. 1 explodes from anti-aircraft fire 100 yards from the side. The last one breaks through, flying straight at the bridge where Becton stands. 20mm gunner James Strom fires point blank. The burst tears through the aircraft cockpit. Pilot killed, but the plane slams into the side by inertia next to the bridge. The explosion takes out the last radar antenna and wounds Becton with shrapnel in the shoulder. The captain stays standing, clutches the wound with his hand. At 10 o'clock, the attack stops. The Japanese turn around and left. They ran out of aircraft or fuel, unclear which. Becton transmits on the radio, Laffey holding, need assistance. A tug arrives 2 hours later. The ship moves under her own power, but barely. 32 sailors killed, 71 wounded. 6 direct kamikaze hits for bombs, hundreds of machine gun rounds. Ship still afloat. Why did they survive? Constant maneuvering. All hits landed in the stern and center. The bow section stayed intact. Competent damage control. The crew put out fires faster than they could spread. And luck. Not one bomb hit the main ammo magazine. If it had, the explosion would have ripped the ship open like a tin can. USS Laffey was towed to base, repaired in 2 months, and returned to service. The ship served until 1975, 30 years after the war. Now, she sits as a museum in South Carolina, in Charleston Harbor. On deck are plaques with the names of 32 sailors who died. The nickname stayed forever, the ship that would not die.